Hey spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe. And we're going to jump right back into things. We're going to unpause the game. We set up Pintown now in the last episode, and we also, we've done a few things. We've got quite a few towns connected up. Now we're going to want to connect up Pintown to Jenwell. I've kind of backed myself into a corner with this setup here, and I'm going to have to make some modifications to make it a little bit nicer. Probably the first things we're going to do, because if I go through, so let me explain where I'm coming from. I want to reuse roads that I already have, right? But if I go through this road, this will become like a jam point. There'll be a lot of traffic going through this one point here, which will slow down my routes. Now it's not a huge problem because road vehicles are fairly low traffic, but it is a concern. So I'm gonna want to modify this route a little bit. So I'm gonna just make this a two-way route. I'm gonna reconfigure things. I'm gonna get rid of these two. I'm gonna pretty much delete. I'm going to kind of do this sort of thing. I'm gonna want to delete the road slowly, and then rebuild it with new roads. And the trucks will get lost a little bit, but it should work out just fine. So I'm just cleaning up this road. This one-way street setup, it is good, but it's not necessary. And then we're going to just connect like this, and then start deleting this behind these guys as they go. They should not be getting lost anymore. Now, this is very disruptive to my industry, but it should be just fine. Coal Truck 5 is lost. You shouldn't be lost. You should be able to find your way. The trucks will get lost as you make those sort of modifications, but it'll work itself out. So I've made this a little bit cleaner, and now it's more usable for my my purposes. Now, I am going to want to do something here though, and I'm going to want to make this a one-way, like so, or rather the other way. I'm going to want to make this a one-way out so they go the long way around. It's just a little bit neater, makes the cycle a little bit cleaner. And then we're going to want to go through the back of this as our main road. So we passed through another year. This time we made 200,000 in revenue, roughly. And we made about a profit and a half if you don't include us spending money. Coal Truck 8. The trucks should not be getting lost. They should definitely not be arriving here empty. Is there like a... Aha, there we go. Ah, this was in my way. Okay, this should fix this issue. I guess I hadn't seen that. So now I've kind of screwed things up slightly, but it should fix itself. Oh, and you know what I need to do as well? I need to make this come out like this. And then this needs to be a one-way in. And then I need to start deleting these edge cases and add them in like that. So that should clean up the road. Now, because they're all clustered like this, it means things are a little bit wonky, but it'll work itself out. Okay, so we fixed up that jam. We have a lot of money now. So let's get started. We can now spend this money on cutting up some goodwill with the local farmers by destroying their land. It's unfortunate, but it's necessary to connect Jenwell and Pintown. which is the next major connection that I want to do. So these cities are now connected. In theory, it just needs a little bit of work to make sure that they're properly connected. So let's get started on the central bus route. This should capture the majority of the town, and then we'll also additionally stick on an industrial route, and then on the outskirts of the town we will stick these two guys, and we want this to be part of Jenwell, and then we also want these two guys to be a part of Jenwell, like that. Okay, we're going to want a bus thingy, a depot. We will stick a depot halfway as well, just for places for trucks to turn around and to get their repairs. So Pintown, we want to add a couple of more bus stations on the outskirts of you, like here perhaps. Excellent. And then we're going to want to add another couple of these on the outskirts as well, like so. We're going to want a depot right there. So now we can start connecting Jenwell and Pintown. So let's start from Jenwell. Probably the first thing we're going to want to do is create a new group called the Jenwell Transport Group. Okay, also something worth checking is any new subsidies? No. There is a route from Jenwell to New Sledding Pool that needs to be subsidized. But you can see we're starting to fill up the map. So Jenwell, I want you to create a new vehicle. It's going to be a Regal bus. You're going to go to Jenwell. Okay, you're going to full load at Jenwell. Then you're going to go to Pintown. And I'm going to rename you. You're going to be Jenwell Bus 1. Okay, and I'm going to clone you. I'm going to use 2 buses for this route. 2 buses should be enough. I'm going to get you guys launched off immediately. So these guys should now start transporting. Jenwell has a lot of passengers, but we're going to connect it up to Woodingbury and Sarningworth. So we're not too worried about capturing all those passengers right now. So for example, if you look at Baddinghatton, we've managed to clear out the surplus here entirely. And if we look at New Sledding Pool, you know, there's a good... these guys have a bit of a surplus, so we might want to do a extra bus here. If I go into the group for Sledding Pool Transport, we're going to want to clone this vehicle. We're going to want to modify its orders. So instead of going to Baddinghatton, we're going to want you to go to Pintown. And that bus should now start to help with this little bit of a backlog of passengers. Okay, so Jenwell. So I have the passengers taken care of, so now we're going to want to take care of the mail. We're going to buy a mail truck. This mail truck is going to go to Jenwell. It's going to full load, then it's going to go to Pintown. I want Pintown to be the bottom order, so I'll move Jenwell to the top. Need to rename this truck. This is going to be the Jenwell Mail 1. And we're going to add it to the group. Oh, it's Jenwell Transports. Jenwell Transport. Great stuff. I wish I understood what these little symbols meant. I think because I turned off breakdowns. I didn't want to turn off breakdowns. I wanted to turn off breakdowns without servicing. Or when they were serviced. So this mail truck now should go and start transporting the mail from Jenwell. So now we've got another town that has been successfully connected up to our little, beginning network of cities and towns. Now Jenwell is eventually going to want to be connected. Jenwell is going to be a pretty central town actually. It's going to be connected to Sarningworth, Woodingbury, and Contberg Springs, while also being connected to Pintown. So it's going to be quite a busy place. You can see our little road network is taking shape. It's almost like real life. So we've managed to do that. So let's get Woodingbury going. Now Woodingbury is another small town, kind of like Contberg Springs. So probably the big thing to do here is to make a depot over here that will service Sarningworth and Woodingbury, as well as Luntburn. And then Luntburn is going to transport people from these two. And so something we can do actually is we can set up one bus, right? So there's going to be plenty of passengers. We could set up, we could do something interesting here that we'll talk about as we get to it. But I'm going to get started here. So where do we want our sort of centralized depot to be here on this side? I think it'll, around here should be good. Still in range and it's a decent distance away. So we'll do these two guys and then these two guys, and then we're going to want a depot nearby like that. We're going to want to connect up our roads. Very nice, very nice. Now we want to have a look at how we're going to do these guys. So I think the big thing is going to be having centralized things to capture the main thoroughfare of stuff. Then we're going to have over here perhaps the actual bus and truck stuff for deliveries and so on and so forth. This is going to be the main depot. Okay, sorry about that. I had a bit of an interrupt in my recording. Somebody in my house is actually bringing things in, like delivering things, and I asked them, hey, you know, it's pretty windy today. Can you not like slam the door? And they just keep slamming it. So probably like the entire last 2 videos, you've just been able to hear constant slamming, and it's super fucking aggravating because I was really nice the first time. I was like, can you just like not slam the door, please? Thank you. But then I had to fucking yell at people just because, like, you ask people, just do one thing for me. This is the only modification of your behavior that I want, and we will be agreeable, and there will be no conflict between us. And then they don't do it, and it's like, I told you that this will lead to conflict, and now that it has reached conflict, you're looking at me with a dumb face, like you fucking didn't do anything, but you know what you did. Anyway, look, right, aggravation aside, let's so this place is probably not really going to generate much in the way of its own personal transport. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new Regal bus. Oh, I can't do it while paused. We're going to create a new Regal bus. It's going to go to Sarningworth. It's going to full load. We're going to go to Jenwell. Alright, so this is going to be, what is it called again? Sarningworth Bus 1. Okay, we're going to want to put that into a new group called Sarningworth Transport. So Sarningworth Transport. Okay. So Sarningworth Transport has been created. We're going to move this ungroup bus into Sarningworth Transport. And now I can get started. We're also going to want just one mail truck. One mail truck should do the trick. So let's grab a mail truck. Hey, new bus here. It's going to go to. So Sarningworth should start growing as transports as things get transported. So this mail truck is also going to go to Sarningworth, and then it's going to go to Jenwell. I'm going to full load here, and then not worry about your load over there. And the mail truck should also leave. Now we're going to set up Woodingbury. And probably a good place to set that up will be somewhere on the outskirts of town. So let's get started with the centralized stuff. They have a little stadium actually, surprisingly. Such a small town, they have a stadium. So we're going to build a separate station. Then we're going to connect it with this bus station. Then we're going to build a depot out over here on the outskirts of town. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to connect them. We hold down control and you place new stations. You can choose to connect them up. Connected like this. Woodingbury, we've got a little truck network going. Very satisfying. This game is so satisfying to play. I love it. So here we go. We've got a little truck station set up here. We're going to create a new vehicle. This is going to be a Regal bus. It's going to go from Woodingbury to Jenwell. I want you to full load in Woodingbury, and I need to rename you. You're going to be Woodingbury Bus 1. Okay, we have still a lot to do in this place before we're finished. We haven't even connected up all the industry. We're only doing like passenger and mail right now. So this truck is ready to go. Oh, I need to create a new group. This is going to be the Woodingbury Transport Group. And then we need to grab the ungrouped vehicle here, put in Woodingbury, and I think this was a Sarningworth mail truck. Okay, so your orders are complete, right? Yep. Okay, so we can launch you now. We're going to create a new vehicle. This is also going to be a mail truck. We're going to send you to... There's a little bit of repetition in this game, but there's something really satisfying about getting it all sorted. You're going to full load any cargo, and then you're going to get renamed. You're going to be a Woodingbury Mail 1. I'm also going to put you into the group, the Woodingbury Transport Group. Then you're going to go. Okay, so we have these guys connected up. Now here's a little trick that we can do to make these two trucks a little bit, these trucks more productive, because otherwise they would sit here for ages, right? So something we can do is we can actually use these guys as a halfway stop-off point for Luntborn. What we're going to do is something pretty interesting. And I think I'll get it done. So let's get working on Luntborn, which is our final town to connect up to our network. We just need another road going up this way to create a circular network. So our profitability has increased, not a huge amount. Our profitability isn't increasing as fast as it was because we've been doing mainly low density routes because we want the towns to grow, right? Like this town, what was it, like 300 and something earlier? Now it's like 450, so it's growing quite rapidly. This town is also, I think it's actually reduced in size, oddly enough, which is strange. Sledding Pool is growing as well. So a lot of these towns are growing. Usually what will happen is sometimes when a town's size goes down, it means they're actually constructing things. But yeah. We need to get more of this industry going as well. That's going to be an important part of the equation. So let's have a look at Luntborn. First things first, we are going to grab a station here. We're going to hit it centrally, I suppose, like here, and then we're going to connect a bus route to it also, like that. We're going to want to increase the coverage of the town in both respects. Make sure we're capturing enough of the passengers. We're also going to want to do that over here, preferably with as little overlap as possible with the previous stations. Okay, there we go. We have good coverage of this town now, and then we can build our depot. We will connect them to Luntborn, and we will also connect them to like this. I'll put my depot, snuggle it in over there. We want to build a road through the forest over there. And another road like this. So what are we going to do at Luntborn? Well, there's a couple of interesting things we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, as normal, just create mail trucks, right? Or buses. And now these buses are going to go to Luntborn, and then they're going to go to Woodingbury. Now there's an important difference here. So when it gets to Luntborn, it's going to full load, right? But when it gets to Woodingbury, it's going to transfer. Okay, and this is a really important thing. And I'll explain how that works down in a moment. So I'm going to quickly clone that vehicle and then edit its order from Woodingbury to instead go to Sarningworth. We will also delete this order, and I want you to transfer. Okay, so what is the difference? Oh, I need to rename these as well real quick. So this is going to be, what is the name of this town? It's God, I can't move my mouse when this is on the screen. So it's Luntborn. So let me rename this truck real quick. Luntborn Bus 1, and then I need to rename you also. You're going to be Luntborn Bus 2. So what is the major difference between the standard delivery thing and transfer? Well, basically how it works is they'll still get paid for moving the people over, but the major difference is going to be that when the people arrive here, instead of paying the full fee, they're going to essentially wait in this station to get picked up by somebody else, another truck, say. And then when that truck picks them up and offloads them at that truck's final destination, then you get the full payment. So we'll show it here. So this first truck now is leaving. I think I will. This first truck is heading. I'll speed things up a little bit. So it's heading over to Woodingbury. So if we look here, we can see there's passengers. It's going to be dropping off people. And you can see that there's passengers from Luntborn sitting here. And the transfer was a yellow, which is, you didn't get quite the full payment. But what this is going to do is it's going to make this particular, this bus here more profitable because it has a higher pool of passengers to pull from. Because it's not going to be sitting around waiting as long. So in that way, you can use your bigger town supply of people and goods and services to sort of quasi-subsidize other bus routes. So I'm going to clone this bus, but instead of transferring, this particular one's going to, instead of transferring, it's going to unload. Load if available. So instead it's going to go to Woodingbury and just unload. And then I will clone this truck itself. And then this one is going to, instead of going to Woodingbury, it's just going to go to Sarningworth. And this way we have like a mixture. So some of them are getting stopped off straight away, and some of the passengers are getting transferred. So, and you know, generally speaking, this is the way you kind of want to do it. You have people moving around all the time. We've got a good setup now. So some of the passengers are getting dropped off here to be picked up later, and some of the passengers are just getting dropped off regularly. But what this does mean is that we're going to need an extra bus for Woodingbury. Where's the Woodingbury bus? So I'm going to clone the Woodingbury bus because now that it's getting passengers from Luntborn, there's more demand for services. And we're going to do the same thing with the mail to make this mail truck sit around less, because these mail trucks are sitting around a lot, right? And that's not good for business, because if the truck isn't moving and supplying goods, then it's just costing us money at no real great profit. So let's go ahead and grab Luntborn again. We're going to create new vehicles. This is going to be a mail truck, and we're going to do the same thing over and over. Basically, you're going to go to Luntborn. I need to rename you actually, and I need to make sure I grouped those guys. I did not group them, so that's the important thing here. What are you? So I never made the Luntborn group, so this is going to be Luntborn Transport. I'm going to move all you guys into the Luntborn Transport group. Okay. We've got all these guys ready to go. I have a mail truck here that's ready to do things. I want you to full load here. And then I want you to go to Woodingbury, and I want you to bring that order down one. And I want you to transfer. So similar sort of stuff. I'm going to transfer to Woodingbury to help this mail truck be more profitable. Then we're going to clone. Oh, I need to rename you actually. So I'll go into your options here, and you're going to be Luntborn Mail 1. And now that you're renamed and you're grouped, I will clone you. I'm going to edit the orders. Instead of going to Woodingbury, you're going to go to Sarningworth. And then you will do a transfer here. Yes. And then we can start both of these guys off. And the mail, now the mail is moving as well. And these mail trucks should become more profitable. Crates from Sledding Pool Heights. Did I accidentally do a transfer here? Unload and leave empty. Oh, does this town no longer accept goods? Huh, let me see. Did something change about this town? It looks like maybe they're using the goods. I'm not sure. Huh, that's a bit weird. That is a bit weird. Why aren't they using up these goods? Should be in range in theory, but it's not for some reason. You're using up your goods, right? No. Hold on, let me find a goods truck here. What are you? Where are you going? Are you being paid to drop these off? What's happening here? Why aren't you accepting my goods? Wait, why are you doing a transfer? You shouldn't be doing a transfer. That's weird. That's really weird. They should be accepting those goods, right? Huh. I'm not sure what's happening there. I don't know how to explain that. Maybe I did something wrong. Anyway, we have all of our towns connected, so let's have a look at this little mini-map thing. You see all the little vehicles moving around. You can see our connections now. We've got good connections. So it's time to start going through and connecting up all of our industry. So if we go to the industry map, we still have some industry to connect up. So let's have a look around. This needs iron ore. So where is the iron on the map? Let's go into here. There are two iron ore mines and 2 steel mills. I'm really surprised that these guys aren't accepting goods. I'm a little bit confused about that because I thought they were accepting goods. You can see how now there's these guys are much busier and they'll be more productive. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna try and figure out why these guys aren't accepting their goods. I'm really confused about that because this has worked for me in the past. So we'll have to see how we can fix that. But I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Please remember, if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe to my channel to get notified when new videos come out. If you want to directly support my channel, please leave a like on the video. And if you want to give me your feedback, go ahead and leave a comment. Other than that, I want to thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.